I am redoing this video without showing where I am. I think that's wise because of the nature of this video. Now, the last video I made, I assumed everybody that watches my channel knows I love Israel. And I was putting a picture of the sticker that was on the hostel and why I stood up and defended Israel today to this hostel in Italy. So here's what happened. I am in Italy, and maybe I won't even say what city now. I am in Italy, and there is a hostel here on their door as you walk in the door, and it says the name of their city and that they love Palestine. And then it says, Zionists are not welcome. Zionists are not welcome. And I support Israel, and that makes me a Zionist. Okay? So I'm a Christian Zionist. I got a full refund. If you're wanting to hear what happened, I got a full refund. And I'm talking what I paid yesterday. I even got the money back on that. And it was $93 for 3 days at this hostel, plus €3 in taxes, which is about $4 US. And soon I'll be going to another city, and the next city I go to is €4 a night taxes. So Italy's very high in taxes, okay? But yeah, I was staying at a hostel. Now I'm actually at a hotel. So this hostel in Italy had a huge Palestine flag. And they also have pro LGBT stuff everywhere. That's very normal and it's very common. Okay? Those two things. If you want to know what the two major things that can get you jailed as a Christian are, speaking against Muslims, speaking against gays. Those two things. But when a Christian stands up and says, wait a minute, now you're crossing a line and you have hate speech towards me, does anybody ever have consequences for hating Christians? I mean, think about that. It's okay to have a Palestine flag. If that is your thing, wave your flag, wave your rainbow flag. We're not going to escape the world as Christians away from Palestine flags or gay flags. They're everywhere. I just preached in England. There were flags everywhere. I just preached in Scotland, flags everywhere. Come back to the Netherlands, you have to walk across streets that are full of rainbow flags. Unless you want to walk through the bushes, you have to walk across it. Because they have made it a point in some places in the Netherlands, you have to walk across rainbow flags. Now, the funny thing about this is, maybe you've never thought about it, but gay pride and pro-Palestine pride actually oppose each other. which is really funny because a gay person cannot go to Gaza and have a pride march, which is hilarious because a lot of people that are so passionate to jump on a cause don't even realize what the cause they're fighting for is. But as Christians, we should know what we believe in. And we should really ask ourselves, what do we believe about Israel? It's a hot topic. The reason Booking.com had to side with me is because he said Zionists are not welcome. Therefore, that is hate speech because you're talking about a people group. There recently was a Bold Germany hotel. Germany's right next to Italy. And I believe it was in the Munich area. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there was a hotel in Germany that boldly put a sign that Jews were not welcome on their hotel. Now, there are countries now that are boldly coming out and saying Israel tourists are not welcome in our country. Now, if you haven't heard, Turkey, which is almost 100% Muslim, Turkey just told the LGBT community, you can't bring your boat into Turkey because we're against that. Now, the hostel that just gave me a full free cancellation refund, even for the day I stayed, they have pro-Palestine all over the hostel, and they have a sign that says all religions, all genders, and those kind of people with a rainbow flag, they're accepted. When you say all religions are accepted here on one bumper sticker hanging on your wall, but another bumper sticker says Zionists are not welcome, you're not being consistent with your hatred, which is funny. So I started the process of getting a refund at 9 o'clock today, and by 3:30 I had a full refund. But the guy that works there, he's an atheist. He's not even on, like, he's not even like a Muslim or, he has no beliefs at all. But because of what has happened in the Gaza war, he became passionate about a cause. And I told him the ring that I'm wearing, I bought in Israel the day Jewish children spit all over me. I was preaching in Jerusalem. I'm a street preacher, been preaching 25 years now. And I was preaching in Israel, and the police showed up with machine guns and everything. I have the pictures. But children spit all over me that day, and one little boy flipped me a bird. And the reason they hated me was because I'm a Christian. And many people are taught to hate Christians in Israel based on what happened at the Holocaust. What happened at the Holocaust was because of the Catholic Church not born again Christians. Because no, Zionism is not a religion. But people that are Zionist most likely are in a religion. That's my point. You've got Judaism, you've got Christianity. And I saw a video this morning, a bunch of Japanese people on the streets of Tokyo on the busiest crosswalk in the world with Israel flags. They are supporting the land of Israel. And I pray for the peace of Jerusalem because the Bible teaches me to do that. And I bless Israel because I believe the Bible teaches me to do that. Okay? I love Israel. I support Israel. I do not stand with everything they do. I've been in Israel twice this year, and I was in Israel 5 times last year. And October 5th, I watched 2 rockets explode in Eilat. My rent was $75 to be in Israel a day to stay in a hostel. I was in Thailand paying about $300 a month at the time, and I obeyed God and flew all the way to Israel for the 5th time. I did not want to go. But sometimes following Jesus, you do things you don't want to do. And you're not always comfortable. There's stuff like this that happens. And the Bible says that when Jesus healed, that they praised the God of Israel. I think you're missing the point. You're don't add to what I'm saying. I'm not Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon. Don't add to this. Jesus said, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel." I made it very clear I went to Israel to preach the gospel. You cannot put a sticker that Muslims are not welcome at your hostel. You cannot put a sticker that Zionists are not welcome at your hostel. Look, it's going both ways. They're trying to ban the Muslim call to prayer, I think in Denmark and in Israel right now, from the loudspeakers. But if Israel passes the don't have the Muslim call to prayer in Israel? You don't think they're not going to outlaw Christians sharing the gospel in Israel too? I am not for that. Right now, there is a democracy in Israel where Christians can freely share the gospel. That's the topic. So I got a free refund because this hostel did not put on their website that they were pro-Palestine and Zionists were not welcome. Therefore, I won and I got a free cancellation. And that is the testimony that I want to share, because we are heading into the direction of more anti-Jewish like never before. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. And as Christians, we need to know what we believe. The beauty of Christianity is having a personal relationship with God. And the Bible says, my sheep know my voice. John chapter 10. It is sad to spend your whole life wondering why you're here on earth, wondering if God even loves you, wondering if God hears you, wants to communicate with you. Imagine spending your whole life and missing the whole purpose for being born. The whole purpose for you being born, lady, is for you to know God personally. We were created to have a relationship with a loving God.